What up, G Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, to the channel. It does help my channel get into the algorithm. I highly appreciate it if you go ahead and do that. Don't forget to check out my second channel, Man Society M.O.D, where we talk about stuff outside of the streets. Now, what I wanted to talk about was YouTube bangers, YouTube banging, right? The things we have came to. What has the world come to? Where this subject actually has to get talked about on the internet. YouTube banging, right? Regulating YouTube and the internet, like if it's the streets, is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Ever. Well, probably not ever, but close to being the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. I was talking to one of my subscribers yesterday, or one of my viewers, right? And, I was talking about the secrecy of gangs, right? And, the contradiction in individuals. And, he had put that, people could watch whatever they want to watch. Very true, and he had put that people were judging him because he was watching channels of individuals that are no longer in good standings, right? Are no goods, right? And the thing is that in the comments, of course, you're gonna get individuals that judge, right? You're gonna get the pretend gang members, right? Pretend gangsters, because on here on the internet, you don't know who's who, right? You just see somebody leaving a comment, but you don't know who that individual is, right? Because anybody could just come on here and pretend to be whoever they want, right? It could be some guy from, England or Canada, and just say that he's some, he's Big Flacco from Florence, and nobody really knows, right? Who's really gonna know, right? So on the comments, you have a lot of people that like to pretend to be gang members and pretend to do just to cause people, just to get people mad and just to, bother people. There is individuals that like to do that. That's why, when you see stuff in the comments, if it's somebody that's speaking all high power, then that fool is full of shit. Because no individual's gonna get at you on here about some shit like that. You already know how shit gets, handled and regulated, and it's not gonna be on the internet. There's procedures and how stuff and all that gets, dealt with. And it has nothing to do with the internet, right? So if there really is an issue, you're going to know about it before the internet. It's not going to be left on a comment, right? So all these people could just pretend to, do whatever they want to do, right? You have people putting all kinds of crazy shit all the damn time, right? Acting like if they G's or they know what the G life is, right? But you can always tell who's from the streets and who isn't just by the shit that they say and leave in comments, right? So you have a lot of people that pretend, right? So you can't take, whatever people say, to the heart, because people are full of it. Not only that, if let's say, they're judging you because you're on a channel of an individual who's no good. Well, how did they know that you were on that channel? Then that must mean that they were watching the same channel as you. So therefore doing the very exact same thing that they're regulating you about, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. They're gonna call somebody, out because they're watching a channel, of an individual who's no good. But the only way you knew that he was watching the channel is unless you were watching the same exact channel. So therefore, now you could say that an individual could say that, well, he don't bang. But then if he don't bang, then why the fuck is he meddling in, or what's it to him then? Who is he to be, pointing stuff out and shit like that then? Then if he's not a homie, then he doesn't know about the lifestyle and what homies can and can't do. Despite what he might hear from his cousin or brother or whatever, people, whenever they have family members or friends who are from a neighborhood, they swear like they know everything or they know how the game goes just because of that. When you know that you don't fully know what's happening unless you're involved, right? Because an individual is gonna watch and do what he does, right? They're gonna watch whatever they want to watch. Who's to say people don't know who people watch in their personal time or their private time when they're alone, right? So therefore, it doesn't even make any sense regardless, right? Now, for example, I choose not to watch, but not because I see it as bad or because I will be seen as bad, just because of my personal reasons and my morals, right? That I just don't. But not to say that, oh, I see somebody who does as trash or whatever. Like, no, I know individuals who watch individuals who who are no good. You know what I mean? And that's on them. Whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? Whatever entertains them. You know, I just don't find their channels interesting. You know, due to the fact that we have different morals. So, you know, it's just a personal thing. It's not a, you know, mandated rule or whatever. You know, but where people get this, you know, idea from, right, is before, when I first got onto YouTube, because it's really hard to tell who's actually who on YouTube, right? Because people think that everyone's on the same page, right? Just because people know that somebody's no good or this and that, they think that everybody knows the same thing, right? When it's like, well, you're acting like we're all up in people's Kool-Aid like you are. We're not, you know? We're not reading through everybody's comment and what they're putting, or we don't know the whole cheese mess and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So unless these individuals are saying it in the beginning of each and every single video or something like that, then, you know, how is somebody supposed to know? You know what I mean? That's why, you know, when people say that, well, they didn't know, then I believe them, because, like, how are you supposed to know? Not everyone's right there reading each and every comment like some people. Some people just don't do that, bro. You know, just because some people do that, or just because some people know some information, they acting like if everyone's supposed to know the same shit. Like, how the fuck are people supposed to know? What are they, psychic? That's ridiculous. Like, oh, well, everybody knows. It's been out there for a while. Like, you acting like if everybody's in the mix like you are, bro. You know, some people are not into YouTube like that. You know, some people just see a brown person speaking and, oh, shit, let's see what it's about. You know what I mean? But when I first started YouTube, you know, so it was hard to know, you know. So, you know, I would scope out some channels, and along the way I learned, you know, so and so. And I seen individuals like Savage Studios and individuals like that, right, who would put out this, I guess, this narrative, right, that will say like, well, why are you're not supposed to acknowledge me, so now you're no good if you acknowledge me, or if you're you know, entertaining this. People like that, right, because it's a defense mechanism, right? They're being attacked for being no good, so obviously they have to defend themselves in some type of way, right? So then they spill out this rhetoric, right, that you're not supposed to acknowledge them, you're not supposed to this and that. Those are prison rules, right? Those are stuff that happens in the penitentiary, prison rules. These are the streets. It's not the same thing. It's not the same rules, right? It's not the same rules, right? So therefore, you can't try to use that out here, because it's not the same thing. Not only that, but it's in their favor that they want to use these kind of spills, right? Because now they're saying, you know, you're not supposed to acknowledge it, meaning they're trying to apply prison rules onto the internet, right? The same thing that they're judging these individuals for doing, right? Like, well, what's it to you if I'm no good? You know, anybody could have a YouTube channel. But at the same time, they're trying to attach the prison rules to it now. Oh, well, you're not supposed to be acknowledging me either. Like, oh, so now you're going to attach prison rules at your benefit, right? So at your convenience, you're going to try to use the very narrative that you're trying to make an argument for, right? But now you're gonna try to use that in your favor. Like, bro, you're contradicting yourself. You get what I'm saying? But it's individuals like that because they're just trying to find something to defend themselves, right? Because they're being attacked, right? Overall, in general, I think it's all pointless, regardless. You know what I mean? If they're no good, so what? Just why go watch another channel? Why do you have to argue with this individual? Who gives a fuck? Okay, he's no good. Move on. I've never left a comment or gone back and forth with individuals. Imagine beefing out on the internet. Homies would be rolling over in their graves, bro. Like, this is what we come to, huh? This is what gangster is now. You can't do nothing on the internet, so why even waste your time and energy? I'm telling you, those are games just for people to see them as down or gangsta. That's the only reason why shit is done, or the back and forth is happening on the internet, bro. They want people to think or look at them as gangsters. Like, damn, my boy, why are you trying to play that role so hard, bro? Let them think you're a weenie, and then in real life, if they see you and they want to test, then they can find out then. So then, people are going to believe whatever the hell they want, regardless of what you say or regardless of what proof you have. People on here could be showing guns and running up and pistol whipping fools and actually, doing work. And fools are still gonna judge them like, oh, well, why he had to take a gun? Pussy ass fool couldn't fight one on one. Oh, but they're gonna say something regardless of if you even put it down and you put in work. People are still gonna say something in the comments, bro. Oh, that's why he had to take his homie. Oh, that's why he had a gun. Oh, well, he picked up someone smaller. Oh, it's because of this. It's because of that. But they're always gonna say something, bro. So they're gonna still think whatever the fuck they want, bro. They're still gonna hate, bro, regardless. So why even waste your time on that, bro? If it's irrelevant to what's actually the business that has to do with the streets and stuff like that, bro. Impressing all these people is not what the street game is about. Let them fucking think whatever they want, bro. Their thoughts are irrelevant to the game. As long as you guys know what's actually happening, those are the only opinions that matter. Everybody else's opinion is completely irrelevant, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna get people pretending on here, but it's all a waste of time and it's all acts. You know what I mean? Everybody, playing these games for what reason, I have no idea. But overall, those are just my opinions on the whole YouTube banging thing. Banging is for the streets. This is the internet. It's meant for entertainment, right? You want to dictate those programs and you want to be super gangster, take your ass to the streets. Because on here, on the internet, you get no stripes whatsoever. Regardless of how much shit you're talking, you get no stripes. Zero, bro. Zero stripes. Could only be honest. Shadowy.